Good morning. So it is a brand new week, and I want to apologize for the way that last week's vlog ended. I do record on my phone, and I hadn't taken off my videos that I have been recording in a couple of weeks, and my phone ran out of memory on Friday. Friday was a very good day, actually. Like, I started the day off at In the Box, and then I went to Walmart and I saw two of my co-workers at Walmart. We did this thing at work where we fill each other's buckets, and so a bucket goes around. There's a few buckets throughout the school, and there's different teachers' names on the buckets. And so if you have the privilege of receiving the bucket, if someone fills your bucket, like gives you nice things, and so my bucket was filled, so I had the privilege of filling someone else's bucket. Hurried up and dropped it off in her room. Like, it's like a surprise. Like, when you get there, you want to be like, oh my god, somebody thought about me. So I hope you understood what I just said. Like, it's the best feeling in the world to receive something and know that someone thought about you and got you something. So I left that for her so that she could see it on Friday morning. School day was pretty productive. The students did a circuit. I don't know if you remember math circuits when y'all were in school, where like you answer a question, and then that answer takes you to another question, and you continue until you reach the end. So if done correctly, you'll get back to your first question at the end. So for some classes it was pretty productive. For other classes, they were so stressed out by the problems and they weren't thinking. I'm tired of children not thinking. Like, it's really frustrating to work so hard to teach students. When it comes time for them to show you what they know, it's like they've never seen it before. So I was a little ticked off, and finally I just told my students, I am unavailable. For the next 15 minutes, I am unavailable. I am going to go to my desk. I have some paperwork to fill out. I am unavailable. You can do this. You figure it out. Think about it and figure it out. You got it. And so students were coming over to me and saying, oh, this is easy. And I'm like, yes, because you're thinking. You're letting your brain work for you. So it is easy. Everybody was laughing. They're like, you're not unavailable. You're right here. And I was like, no, I am not here. So it was a pretty good day on Friday. Did learning happen? I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that in every class some kind of learning happened. Today we're going to be doing the same thing. That is something that students need to work on, adding and subtracting fractions. So that is what they are going to work on, and I'm going to let them work with partners. On Friday I wanted to do something a little different. I let them work with pen, which I am highly against on most days, especially being a math teacher. Students make so many mistakes, and I don't want to see all that scribble scratch all over the paper. I'd rather them erase it. So we worked on ginormous paper. They worked with pens or a colored pencil, or they could work with their pencil if they wanted to. And then I also let them work with shoes off. So it was a pretty relaxed and fun Friday. And so, you know, just little things like that kind of motivate the students to want to perform for me when I let them do those little fun things like that. This week is Red Ribbon Week. So in elementary school, that is where we celebrate the fact that we are drug free and that we will continue to be drug free. And a lot of times our school has students like sign, you know, pledges and contracts and things, and I think it's really important, especially for fifth graders who are dealing with so many different pressures and changes to their own bodies. And next year will be junior high school, which is a whole other thing. And so I normally take this time to just share with students like my personal story about my sister and how her death involved a drunk driver. Around this time I kind of touch on, you know, the fact that drugs are not just marijuana or cocaine and heroin. It's anything that puts you under an influence of something else, gets you out of your right mind. If I feel like it's a conversation that we need to have, depending on the group, I will share my story about my sister's death. If I can help someone with my life experiences, if I can help someone to prevent going through some of the negative things that I've dealt with in my life, I fulfilled my purpose. I am here it's gonna be a great day.
Hello.
Well, it is after work and I went and picked up MJ today.
Hello.
I don't always get to pick him up. My husband normally picks him up, but today my husband had an appointment, so I got to pick up my baby.
Yeah.
We are at McDonald's right now.
I'm getting a cheeseburger.
I'm getting nuggets. Do y'all have these where y'all are? Because these things always take my money. My coworker's partner is selling these. She used to work at our school, but now she works at another school. And I bought 3 of these things. They were $2 a piece, and I love these things. So people with their fundraisers always get me. At open house, one of my students, his older sister, came with a fundraiser from the high school. She said she was part of the debate team. She asked me if I wanted to purchase any, and I said, well, you got to sell it to me. You're on the debate team. You better prove your case, state your claim, persuade me to purchase some candy. And I bought 2 things of candy from her. Maybe I bought 3. I don't know. People get it with fundraisers. Let's see, McFlurry. Oh my goodness, I always get the Oreo McFlurries in the summertime. And today's such a pretty day, so I'm really tempted. But I'm not gonna do it. These fries are okay. They're not like burning hot right out of the...
This burger is yummy.
The burger is yummy. We did a topic that I would not have thought that students would have as much difficulty with as they did, but it's just a lack of effort and a lack of confidence and a lack of motivation, and it's just something that happens with 5th graders, that they just lose confidence as a whole. I think 2 people today finished the assignment. 2 out of, it's not, you're right, that's not good enough. 2 out of, I think I have like 95 students, but tomorrow we'll move on to something else. I also received some information from our curriculum specialist, and the way that we have been teaching a concept in the past, and the concept I'm talking about is dividing fractions. So we've already taught students how to add and subtract fractions. I made a video on that, and I'm thinking about posting it onto this channel. I did post it on my website for parents to see, but I'm thinking about including my videos that I post for parents and students. I'm thinking about posting it onto my channel, so let me know if you would want to see the videos that I create on this channel. I kind of thought about like creating another channel, display my teacher related videos, but I've already tried to create MJ a page, and he has the same 2 videos on there that I originally had, and nothing else. Oh yes, and he has 12 people that subscribe. It's not like I don't make videos, like we make videos, I just don't edit them and upload them. So it's kind of hard to try to run one channel, let alone 2 channels, and then if I do like a teaching channel, that'll be a 3rd channel. So I think I might just post videos on this channel if y'all are interested in seeing those. I did have one person to ask if we do Common Core math, and we don't do Common Core, but the district that I work for, we do a process that is very similar to Common Core, where they break up each part of the problem, and we've actually adopted Think Through Math. Our district does a 4-step process for problems, and then Think Through Math does a 5-step process for each problem, and so we're trying to combine the 2, and it's not Common Core because Texas really doesn't allow us to do Common Core. However, it's pretty much Common Core. It's not the math that we learned. I could do some more problems the way that I teach my students at school, if that is something that you want me to do. I'm just gonna head home, rest up a bit, and get ready for the evening. Good morning. It is Tuesday, and it's tutoring this morning. I am headed to Starbucks because I feel like I'm going to need some coffee and my apple fritter this morning. This evening, we are going to have a watchdog kickoff meeting. So it's where the men in our community kind of get together to support our students, and they try to focus on boys because the school that I'm at, the demographics of my school include single parent homes, where dads are a little bit less present. We just want to show them that there are positive men they can look to in the world. So that is what's going to happen this evening, and my husband and my son are actually going to join us this evening. So MJ does not go to the school that I teach at, but my husband has been at the school here and there since I've been at the school. So he did express interest and a desire to want to support the students at my school. I also am bringing my filming camera to work today because it is Red Ribbon Week and today is Twin Day, so I thought that it would be a good idea to bring my camera so I can snap some photos of the students today so that we can possibly put it in the yearbook. Good morning. Can I have a grande cafe mocha? And apple fritter.
You want that warmed up?
Yes, please. I was talking to the mother of one of my former students from 4th grade. So I believe she's in 6th grade now, and she told me that she is doing wonderful. She let me know that, every year she struggled, but now that she's in junior high school, everything's clicking. So it's always good to hear that my students are doing well. The mom just now was telling me this is the easiest year for her. She was like, it's like a whole new child because she's struggled her entire elementary career, but now in junior high something's changed. So I'm happy to hear that, but at the same time I'm like asking myself, like, am I working very, very hard? Am I working the students extremely hard, and then they move on the next year and it's not even as difficult as it appears to be? And I even mentioned this to our principal and our instructional specialist. I want to do some kind of vertical team planning. I think it would be the most beneficial for 5th grade teachers to meet with 6th grade teachers because we don't really know what they are headed for next year. Like, we can only speculate, guess, maybe assume what things will be like. But I had the privilege of going to math training over the summer with a teacher who went from 6th grade to 5th grade this year, and I was picking her brain. Like, throughout the whole training I was asking her different things because what I thought students would have to do in 6th grade and what would be expected of them, I was completely off. Like, I was setting the bar way up here, and that was nothing like what she was saying. And I was telling students, when you get to junior high, you won't be able to do it this way anymore. You'll have to do it like this, and you have to do it like this. And she let me know I was wrong. Like, I asked her certain, like, specific questions about the content, and she was like, oh no, it's okay. It's acceptable if they do this or if they do that. And so I wish that there was something in place where we could meet with the next grade level if they're at another school. So I feel like other teachers would be willing to meet with the 6th grade teachers in our feed-in school to just get on the same page as them. Still back to my original statement that I was saying, I don't know if our school or if me personally or if our team or what, if we just expect more of our students than is necessary. Maybe because we're so hard on them, when they get to junior high school they feel like it's easier because we've pushed them to where now, oh, it's just so easy because we've set that bar that high that now they can, slack off a little bit when they get into junior high school. Or maybe it's just easier. I don't know. So that is what I'm struggling with I am going to pretty much run in here. I need to set up what my students are going to be doing for tutoring, and I have about 10 minutes to do that. I do hope that y'all have a wonderful day and that you're having a wonderful week, and I will talk to y'all later. Good morning. Yesterday was a pretty good day. I left work around a little bit after 7. So I was very sad. I actually cried at work, after work, because I told my husband that I was going to come home and then we would ride back up to work together. But of course I stayed at work until it was time for the event to start. And when I called my husband to let him know that I was not going to be coming home, his words were, yeah, I pretty much knew that I would have been surprised. It would have been a surprise if you actually came home. And that just hurt me so much, because I do disappoint him quite often, because I plan to come home and then I stay at work. And that's something that I'm trying not to do, but I'm still falling into those bad habits of staying at work even when I know I need to go home. I always think about my son and how amazing he is compared with the majority of the students that I teach. And I do say majority in majority. Like, there's a minority of students who actually care that I spend all this time with them instead of with my own family. There are a minority who I feel like care about their education. I feel like their parents care about their education. And I feel like even if the students are struggling, they are really giving me their all, and I appreciate that. But then what upsets me is that these children, ones that I teach and ones that I don't teach, are not being productive 5th graders. However, they want to tell me and share with all the other 5th grade students and everybody else in the school that I have a YouTube channel. And my thoughts are, you shouldn't be watching my channel. Like, my channel has nothing for you to see. I do hair. I do adult things. They're not using my channel to do their hair. They're just trying to be nosy and figure out what's happening in my life. And it's very annoying, because you have time to watch my videos, but you don't have time to do your homework. Things like that really, really annoy me, because you have time to do things that adults who have their stuff together have time to do. You, on the other hand, are a kid. You're under 13, so I don't even know why you're on YouTube and you're watching my videos. My channel is not for kids. So little kids, get off my channel. I've already said that to these little kids, and they still have nothing better to do with their lives, or they have a whole lot of time to waste on things that don't matter. What I do outside of school and teaching you should not matter to you, so stay off my channel. Today should be a really good day. Yesterday we started a new topic. It's multiplying fractions, and we'll be multiplying fractions today and tomorrow, and then we'll go into dividing fractions a little later this week. And the way that I am teaching students is to just use a model. So some kind of model. It could be a picture, it could be a number line, just some kind of model. I do not teach 5th graders the standard algorithm. It's something new to the way that we do things, but our curriculum coach was very, very adamant about us not teaching students about the reciprocal and not teaching students the standard algorithm. They will learn that in 6th grade, but right now we just want to show them with pictures, which I know is going to be difficult for parents, because they are going to want to show them the standard algorithm, and students are not mentally ready for that. And that's what's hard, because my idea as far as homework and parents helping with homework is wonderful, but when students are completing their work, I would much rather the parents to be there, you know, at the table or wherever, at the desk, asking students to show them how to solve the problem. I would want the parents to say, well, what did your teacher do? How did your teacher show you how to solve this? What do you think you're supposed to do? instead of telling them what to do or doing the work for them, because I get that all the time. I get handwriting is completely different than what the student writes in. I've had parents who speak another language and they'll make notes in that language in their handwriting on their students' homework. I've had parents to complete the work at like a high school or college level, and I'm like, you are not doing your child a service, because all you've done is completed the assignment for your child, but your child still does not know how to solve this kind of math problem. So I love whenever parents are involved and help their students, but helping is not doing. And I tell my students that all the time with their friends when they are working, you know, as a partner or a group, and I'll see someone pick up a pencil to make notes on someone else's paper. And so I tell them, y'all, you're not helping. Helping is not doing. Helping is helping your friend to understand how to solve the problem his or herself. So I'm very frustrated. I am frustrated with just people children who don't listen, disrespectful children. I need a break. I do need a break. I'm waiting for the Thanksgiving break, but I might not make it. I'm holding on to the fact that next week I have a training, so I will not be at school for half the day, but half the day for me is just one class, and training is still work, so it's not really me taking a day off. So I feel like I might need to take a day off. I'm almost at work, so I'm just going to end this here right now. Hey, it is about 4:15 and I'm leaving work way earlier than I do most days, but the sun is beautiful and it's pretty much what I needed, because I am kind of frustrated with how my day went today. It wasn't really the best day. It started off rough and I don't think it ever got better. It was just like a lot of things that probably wouldn't have bothered me on a normal day, but because everything was happening throughout the day, all today, it kind of made for a really bad day. So the first issue that happened this morning is that I do not have tutoring on Wednesdays, and I got a phone call from someone at the front office telling me that there was a student at the front who said he thought I had tutoring and he was not sure where I was. So I let my coworker know, nope, I don't have tutoring on Wednesday. And he did come last Wednesday, but I made it very clear that it was only for one Wednesday. He's a student who doesn't normally need tutoring, but he was redoing an assignment. And so I told him that, and I told the other students who were with me last Wednesday, you do not have tutoring. I don't have tutoring on Wednesday. You don't have tutoring on Wednesday. And I let the parents know they didn't have tutoring on Wednesday. This was a one-time thing. And so the mom was sitting outside waiting, and I did let her know that. And she was like, I told him he didn't have tutoring, but he told me he did have tutoring. And so instead of arguing, she just brought him, which was fine. But it was just something that wouldn't have happened. So that was like about 10 minutes of me going down to the front of the school, going out, talking to the parent, and then getting him situated with what he needed to get situated with, because I pretty much just put him on a math program. So that was fine. He didn't bother me, but it was just something that happened that I, could have done without this morning. So then as I'm trying to get ready for the day, the other teacher who teaches math needed some assistance with what we were doing today. And I'm always ready to help someone else out. And maybe that's my problem, because I'm always helping other people out and then nobody helps me out. Like, I really feel like nobody helps me out. So my morning that I got there early pretty much was a bust, because something else happened. My partner teacher, she had been losing her voice, and then her voice was fully gone this morning. So she let me know she wasn't going to come, but she did show up for work this morning to kind of get some things situated, and we talked. And I'm not blaming her, because I actually applauded her this morning, because I get laryngitis all the time and I work through it. Like, at least once a year I get laryngitis, and I'll just go to work. And my husband will always tell me, like, why are you going to work? You're a teacher. How are you going to work and teaching without a voice? And I still managed to get through it. So I applauded her for actually taking the time to rest, going to the doctor, and all of that. That was something else. I had to get the students, and I had 2 classes in my room this morning because the sub was not there yet. students come in at 7:45, but the substitute time doesn't start until 8:10. And so I had 2 classes in my room this morning, and it was pretty frustrating to have almost 50 students in my room and they weren't trying to get started with what they're supposed to do. It was a shift in what was happening. So my homeroom was supposed to be eating their breakfast. The other class was getting started on their warm-up while eating breakfast. But there was just so much chaos that was not happening. The students just started speculating on where the teacher was. And I made a blanket statement. It doesn't matter where the teacher is. If a teacher's not here, a teacher's not here. Hopefully a sub will come. Right now I need to follow my instructions. One student continued to talk. And so then my voice became a little bit less friendly. And I said, again, where she's at is none of your concern. Do not ask about the teacher. Get started on the work. One student proceeded to say something very disrespectful, so I knelt down beside him, which I normally do, and just told him, okay, I've already said, what's going to happen. I need you to get started. That wasn't good enough for him, and he had an outburst, and he told me he wasn't talking to me, and he got loud with me, and so I proceeded to instruct him to exit stage left. So as I tried to calmly speak to him out in the hallway, he was still very disrespectful, and other teachers were around and heard it, and someone called administration because it was just becoming a heated situation, and it was something that didn't even need to escalate. But the student that it happened with is a student who goes from 0 to 5,000 in seconds and misinterprets information that is being said, and so that's what happened. And so the counselor came and took him out and was talking to him for a little bit, for almost more than half the class, and so he ended up coming back and just sat down, and that was that. And a sub did eventually come. I've gotten text messages and calls and emails from parents about their students' grades, and so I had to make this statement to each one of my classes today, because I send home information weekly through emails, through text, through Remind, in our communication folder that goes home each Friday to the parents. Like, I do a lot of communication. Like, one of my coworkers, her student was in my class last year, and she calls me the Remind Queen and the email queen, because I email and remind every single thing that parents need to know about their students. So it really frustrates me when parents tell me, I looked at my child's grade online and I don't like what I see. What can I do about it? Like, report cards are coming out this week. Grades are finalized. There's nothing that anyone can do at this point to improve the grade. The time to do that was throughout the 9 weeks, when the grades were coming home and were bad, when I sent home information about how your child can improve the grade, when I tell you that these are the times that I am going to allow your child to come in and redo this at work, and you tell me that won't work with your schedule, things like that. Like, that's when you can do what you can do to help your child. And so now we're starting fresh on a new 9 weeks, so that's what you can do. So I let the students know that, like, there's nothing you can do about your grade. That's what's going to be on the report card. I want you and your parents to be aware of that, and just let your parent know, Mom, Dad, I dropped the ball. It was me. I'm gonna fix it, but it was me. My teacher didn't do anything but try to help me. It was me. I own it. I'm going to try better next time. Like, that's all that can happen right now. So I had that conversation with the students, and sometimes I think, like, if you would have asked me like 5 years ago if I saw myself being a teacher for the rest of my life, because y'all, this is a new career change for me. Like, I was a cosmetologist, so that's what I've known is hair, but I've always wanted to be a teacher. So if you would have told me when I started trying to get my degree to become a teacher, if I would be in the classroom for the rest of my life, I would give you like an affirmative, like, confident yes, definitely I would be in the classroom forever. I'm going to retire as a teacher. But the more I'm in the school, the more I realize that maybe there's another place for me, because I feel like my first year, I got satisfaction knowing that I touched one child. Like that one child, I made a difference in that child's life. That would be all I needed to continue coming back. Like, okay, I'm that one positive role model in that child's life. That warmed my heart. I don't really know where I was. My husband ended up calling me during my little rant. I'm thinking that I don't need to be in the classroom forever. Like, I would love to train other teachers or make curriculum or maybe do something like a behavior specialist or something. I don't know. I just don't really see myself staying in the classroom forever. So I am home sweet home. Being home, I already feel like a calm. And MJ and my husband are normally here, but he just told me that he ended up going and making a stop after he picked up MJ because I'm never here, so he didn't think I would be here. I'm going to get something to eat, and I will see y'all tomorrow.